Yeah,
And
yeah, that was
and the funny
that.
thing was coming into the you ain't recording.
No, no, no.
You
Yeah,
are?
yeah.
Okay. So that's crazy, man. I was gonna talk to you about like how like format or whatever. But anyway, back to
Before we got back on here, because KP was on earlier, but before we got back on, we were talking about podcasts, and I told you that Draymond Green pioneered kind of or is one of the pioneers. I'm not sure who the first player was who started their own podcast, but he's an active player who has a podcast. And then you have players in the NFL like Micah Parsons who has his own podcast.
Right. And I was saying that I initially was critical of Micah. I was initially critical of Micah Parsons doing the podcast, being an active player. I wasn't so much critical of Draymond Green. He's on the back end of his career. But now I have a different take on it because like seeing some of the way the NFL operates and some of the business that they do, it's you guys are going to squeeze the juice out of all these players. And then when it doesn't make sense business wise, when it doesn't make sense for you as a business anymore, then it's, we're done with you. And then you don't have the opportunity, you no longer have the opportunity, to maximize your worth. So while Micah Parsons has the opportunity to maximize his value, his worth, right? Like, do it. I have taken a stand. I will never be against a player maximizing their value, whatever that looks like. I don't care what it looks like. And I don't care if it quote unquote infringes on what like how you play or whatever, because I think ownership infringes on how you play. Poor ownership creates, non-competitive teams. And now I can't be my best because you're not putting the best pieces around me, even though you probably could. You get what I'm saying? So like for Micah to do a podcast, he probably shoots one day a week, even if he preps a couple days a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's 24 hours in a day. You're not supposed to be sitting there looking at film for 18 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So respect to him. And I was saying that Angel Reese started her own podcast based on what you were saying about trying to control her own narrative.
And I said, as I did not know, so as the official Reese's Pieces, you gotta keep niggas up to speed on what's going on with it.
But she's had some heavy hitters on there. So okay. I think her first episode was just her, I believe. And, she was just talking about, a lot of stuff. Obviously the Caitlin Clark thing is always one of the big things that she talks about. But since then, she's had, I think she had Lotto and a female rapper, and what's the Mariah the Scientist or something, who's another female rapper.
Mm-hmm.
On the episode. She had D Wade on the episode.
Oh, he was on there?
That Chicago connection.
Okay.
Because I think D Wade is like a minority owner in the Chicago Sky.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Did you want to know something else? And I think they talked about it. She trains with Tim Grover.
Really? Okay.
I said, because that's the D Wade connection.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the episode, but I heard a clip, and D Wade is talking to her about like the things that she can do to get better next year. And obviously everybody talks about the offensive, like just the offensive touch around the basket and stuff like that.
Right.
And so they keep both talking about, Tim. I'm like, man, this motherfucker's talking about Tim Grover.
And it is. Yeah.
She trains with Tim Grover in the off season. So, it's like you would never guess.
Derrick Henry.
You would never guess. Hey, I made a trade in one of my leagues.
Uh-huh.
That every week I regret.
Oh, you had Derrick Henry?
I had Derrick Henry. After week 2, John Harbaugh comes out and says, this is not going to be the Derrick Henry that you guys remember, the 30 carry a game Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm going to take this man at his word. Like, okay, let me get him up out of let me trade him. I traded him and Najee Harris away for Josh Allen and George Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I thought it was good. But Derrick Henry has literally.
Oh my God.
And you couldn't score, right?
Mm. What was
Derrick
that,
Henry,
Andrews?
yeah.
Yeah,
Derrick
having
Henry
cool
has
down.
literally.
Oh, they pulling away from them now.
It's over. They was trying to crown again. I love Jaden Daniels. I love the dude.
Uh-huh.
They was trying to crown this nigga like the.
So because I don't know if it got on wax earlier when it was cut off. I asked you. You said Baker Mayfield. They overvalued him. He was a
Early.
number one pick. They overvalued him early. I asked you about uh, Caleb Williams. Have they overvalued him? So I'm gonna ask you about both Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Are they being overvalued because of their draft placement? I know Caleb. Let's start with Caleb Williams because he was also the number one overall. So
Caleb Williams has definitely been overvalued as his draft, just based on his draft capital, his cachet coming in, the hype built around him. And again, the NFL did him no favors early with the schedule. The schedules, I mean, we didn't know it was going to be that tough, but he didn't look good against teams like Tennessee.
yeah, well, and that was his first one,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying.
But so the last couple of weeks, he's gotten a chance to play Carolina, who has one win, and
The Jaguars
the
today.
Jaguars, who have one win. And he's looked better. And it's really like, so now everybody's going to say, okay, look at Caleb. He finally, yes, this is the Caleb that it's a long season. And I would say he's looked good against subpar competition. He hasn't looked good when the competition was stiff.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rookie quarterback. We don't know what he's going to look like or what his story is going to end up being. But Trevor Lawrence was a number one pick, and they said that he was the next coming of what's the dude? Andrew Luck. He's looked terrible. And he just paid him $55 million a year.
Yeah.
So they locked in with him.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Daniels came out and he played a lot of teams that have one win.
Okay.
But to his credit,
he looks good though.
He
but
looks good football wise, right?
Yeah.
And he has competent coaching. His offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury.
Is that Wicks? No, that's Dobbs.
His offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, is a legit play caller. I'm not ready to like. Ryan Clark got on TV this week and said that after 5 games, this is game 6 for
yes, I saw that. Yeah.
That he is a better thrower of the football than Lamar Jackson after 5 games.
Yeah.
Ryan, what's going on, bro? That's hyperbole. Like we doing too much now. That's too much. You gonna disrespect Lamar Jackson, who isn't the greatest thrower of the football, but you gonna disrespect that man and say that this dude is better than him after a 5-game career?
Is he just talking about throwing, like making passes, accuracy, and stuff like that? Because that would speak to one of the points you have about Lamar Jackson, because you are always talking about his inaccuracy, as you were putting it.
But I'm saying that's having a full body of, like, how many years has he been in the league? He's on year 6. This dude is on game 6. Or
okay,
you know, what I'm saying?
You're just saying that if you're bringing that into the fold in comparison to what Jaden Daniels has done in 5 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not willing to do that, man. But it's just like, and it just speaks to society right now. Like, everything is popcorn. We can't put it in the oven and let it bake, right? every take has to be hot because social media and the way that things travel on the internet.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a hot take. It has to be a hot take.
Yeah. Oh man. That's crazy because going back to we were talking about coverage, like it is becoming more hot take stuff versus like really breaking down storylines going beneath the surface of stuff and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's just so fucking refs, man.
The one good play your boy Watson is
It's like they're like,
having
no, we're never gonna give it to you. You'll never get it. Like if you do something positive, we're taking it away.
Yeah.
Like he had already cleared the line and everything. They're like, nope.
Oh.
Punch out. So
that motherfucker Daniels looks cool though, man. Like he's playing well.
He has great offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury, we're seeing now that it may not have been Cliff Kingsbury, it may have been Kyler Murray. Because Kyler Murray has a new offensive coordinator and they still can't get right.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz, the tight end, he played with Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona with Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So you're bringing in a familiar face, a nice little safety blanket. Again, shout out to Cliff Kingsbury because he has some dynamic offenses. I mean, like some offensive schemes that can give teams and can give defenses headaches. They don't want to let Cleveland be great.
Nah.
They don't want to let that should have been first and goal. Like I want to see that. I wish they need to show me a replay of that damn holding they called.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit.
Nah, yeah, it looked like it.
But yeah, man. I love what the Commanders are doing. He looks good, but he's supposed to be the number. I think who's the number one offense? I think it was like the number one and number two offense.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens and the Commanders are the number one and number two offense. I don't remember who's one and who's two, but the Ravens still look like the Ravens out there.
Yeah.
They offense still look like whatever you say it is. The Commanders,
the Ravens, man, they're a toe away from people probably calling them the ones to win it all this year. If they would have beat the Chiefs in that game, goddamn well, motherfuckers would have been talking about the Ravens like, man, they are,
Yeah. No,
they look like they're
seeing Pollard.
Yeah.
Like Pollard just looks way better.
What did I say though, man?
2 years off that injury.
2 years off. You gotta get the second year of a catastrophic injury. When you come back the first year, you're figuring it out, but that second year, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be better.
Yeah, nah. I didn't know Baker Mayfield had 3 interceptions today. 2 touchdowns,
man.
3 interceptions.
Let me do a quick check-in on my fantasy team, man. It's getting closer, man. This dude has Stroud and Diggs, man.
Again, that's why I told you I can't look at these dudes.
Oh yeah, you don't. You're superstition. You don't look at the scores.
I don't look at scores because that's the roller coaster. I don't want to, I don't want to go through the up and down. Like, just let it shake out. When it shakes out, man, I'll look at it. Oh, okay, that's where I'm at right now. Okay, bet. I can't do the. It's too much.
Yeah, we both got 4 after. Oh,
he held on though.
Yeah, he did.
Come on, and then they're gonna call that. See,
that is not targeting, man.
It's not. Well, college is targeting in the NFL is just
unsportsmanlike or
hitting a defensive.
Yeah, the defensive receiver thing. Yeah,
like he just hit him with a shoulder pass. Like, what are you supposed to let? I don't get it, man. Anything that looks like it's like it hurts, they just gonna throw the flag. Like, what are we looking at, bro? Like, pick that shit up. Like, it ain't really nothing to talk about, man. Pick that shit up. That shit was a shoulder to shoulder. There's no foul for. Like, come on, man. Like, stop it. Shoulder
yeah,
to his
yeah.
chest. Like, what are we doing? And y'all even thought about dropping the flag?
Yeah.
Like, y'all want to have defenders second guessing themselves on every play. Like, come on, man. The game is already hard enough on a defense. Put a little pressure on the young man.
Yeah.
So
they in that red zone though.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
And I want to go back. I don't know if you guys got a chance to talk about the Colorado Buffaloes.
No, we haven't yet.
Man. And you know, the funny thing is the issues that they have still persist. But because the issues that they have still persist, I don't know how you cannot say Shedeur Sanders is probably the best quarterback in college football right now.
If not the best, he's top 3
as far as arm goes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
His O-line is getting him killed every week, and man, he loses Hunter.
Yeah.
He loses what's the Horn. Then he loses a third receiver, and he still was out there throwing dots to the fourth and fifth guy, man. And I'm talking about dudes is dropping shit.
Yeah.
Niggas was dropping shit. Y'all playing against the number 18 ranked team in the country, and y'all should have won.
And I think if they would have won, they may have been like 20.
Yeah, they have to put them in the top.
Or something like that.
They have to put them in the top 25.
So, will they make a bowl game?
I hope so. Hey, and like I stand by it. It was a quid pro quo. You do for me, I do for you. Do you see the sidelines?
Oh yeah, you talking about the people who are there?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's still a who's who.
Yeah.
Now Melo pulled up.
Kevin Durant was there.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Westbrook is out there because he got traded to the Nuggets. Yeah, so he's out there.
But still, like, you get what I'm saying?
No, it was a lot of people out there, a lot of celebrities and stuff. But it always is. Cameron was out there, and I don't know who was announcing the game, but he was trying to drop nuggets like he's in tune.
No.
He was that. Like Cameron on the sidelines. It is what it is, Cam.
Yeah, he does that a lot, and a lot of the black announcers for games like that, they tap into the culture.
Nigga said, I forgot what happened, but he was like, he dropped them faster than the Kendrick diss track.
Yeah.
I was like, this nigga.
So, that defense has gotten better.
Colorado. Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially the D line, but you know, that big play they gave up late was inexcusable. The touchdown. And
Warren Sapp is still working with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Shedeur throws a touchdown. They go ahead. No, I think they ran it in. They run it in. They go ahead with like 3 minutes left or something like that. Kansas State scores with like 2 minutes left. A minute later, they gave up a touchdown. But what I'm saying is, as down as I was on Colorado after that Nebraska loss,
mm-hmm.
I must tip my cap to the team for rallying since that loss. Like, they've looked really good ever since that Nebraska loss.
You're tipping your cap, but I think you had another phrase for what you said you needed to do to Colorado. It starts with an A.
I need to atone for
it ends with apology.
Hey, listen, I will stand here and I will do that. I will apologize because they again,
What are
I
you
don't even think
apologizing for? I need to
I
know this.
apologize for saying that they weren't worth the price of admission. And I think they are. Like after that Nebraska game, I was like, oh man, these is bums. You know what I'm saying? The O-line ain't shit, which they still ain't. And just a lot of things, but I think Shador is really that good. And Travis Hunter is really that good and their skill players are really that good that like
Top
all
10
they
both?
need.
Both should go top 10 in the draft next
Oh
year?
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. But they're both really that good that it covers up a lot of the warts that the offensive line and that the secondary have, right? Because if you think about it, they're so dynamic. Their skill players are so dynamic that they only need like 10 dynamic plays a game. And the rest it looks terrible. But 10 dynamic plays, and they're in every fucking ball game.
Oh my God, that was easy.
That was easy. But again,
is that Smith?
Yeah.
Yep.
When we talk about
Devontae Smith,
when we talk about the Eagles, y'all have all the Avengers. Like y'all have
Cleveland tied it up, and now they just.
But again, y'all had all the Avengers though. Like y'all have one of the best running backs in the league in Saquon. Y'all got a top 10, two top 10 or top 15 receivers on your team, a top 10 tight end, and still one of the top 10 O lines. And everybody says Jalen Hurts is a top quarterback?
I don't know. Jalen Hurts gets criticized too. What is he? A top what?
Oh,
is that a catch? Is that McLaurin?
Ooh.
That was nice.
Yes, it was.
Hey man, Terry McLaurin is a beast, man. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, no, he been a beast.
Yeah,
he just never had real consistent quarterback play.
That was a nice throw and catch. Yeah.
On fourth down, did he control it?
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, well, he didn't move that motherfucker once it moved, so.
Yeah, that was nice.
We might have ourselves a game here in Baltimore. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Shador Sanders for continuing to, and the funny thing is, I don't think it changed any. I don't think they did anything different in regards to what I criticized them about. It's an AAU team. It's, hey, we have a bunch of skilled guys and these motherfuckers can all go. And I believe my quarterback can make these motherfuckers go. But what they couldn't do was turn over the offensive line and make that shit a legitimate section or a legitimate piece of the offense through the transfer portal. Right? So you can have all the skill guys you want. That offensive line has imagine.
Will that always be the case though? Because sometimes you make the selections and you strike out. But will they tap into the transfer portal and get what they need at some point? That's why I told you, I was saying, hey man, in 5 years, I do think it could be turned around.
Yeah.
But I think you were saying no.
I'm saying I don't think Deion's gonna be there.
Okay.
Like Deion hasn't shown me.
Oh, that's PI.
I don't think they called the flag.
He already.
But Deion hasn't shown me that he's trying to build a roster.
Mm-hmm.
Deion has shown me that he's trying to showcase his son's skills. Who do you have coming behind him? Like you went out and got Travis Hunter.
What was that?
You went out and got Travis Hunter and made sure that I'm pairing my son with somebody that's going to come in here and be dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're both gone, what happens now?
I don't know. That's when you have to see. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's when you have to see what he has, who he has recruited, what kind of, at that point, if they have some success, then you can't there's nothing you can say about, oh, it's just his son and it's Travis Hunter. Because then it will be, what do you have to say about his coaching staff and all of that type of stuff? Because then they are, not to say that they're not developing talent, because what are they doing with Hunter and Shador?
Right.
Developing them.
Yeah.
Oh, Cleveland, come on.
At least make it a game, right?
Yeah.
Pop. So, oh man, another Sunday, man, and you know when it gets tricky, right? At 125, the guy who gets no passes, the guy who gets no excuse, the guy who we don't care how many players you guys are missing because the Cowboys paid you $60 million a year.
Hey, well, I got that motherfucker starting on my fantasy football team, so I need him to get busy. I don't want to hear shit. No excuses.
But here's the
Get
thing.
it done.
Here's the thing. There's no we can't have we don't get the excuses, right? We don't get the excuses. Unfortunately, and that's what I don't know if this was recording when I said it. My biggest letdown for Dak is that we may never get to see him at full strength because he has an ownership group that has put the pieces around him to go and really make a Super Bowl run. You have an owner that
wow. And that shit still went in.
No, it didn't. It still went in?
Yeah, that shit went in.
I thought that shit veered off to the right or left or something. So you have an owner that has the second to lowest.
What the fuck?
No, I'm gonna say my point after that was crazy. If he scored that, that's crazy. Is that Pittman?
Yeah, that's Pittman. Flacco's still in there, right? Is that Flacco?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They put Flacco in even though your boy was probably healthy.
Oh wow.
You got an outlet over there? Because I can't reach back here without disrupting a bunch of shit.
Not a short one. I mean, not one that'll be close to you.
Give me a second.
I think there's one right behind you. Oh. What the hell? Nah, this is New England.
Scoring.
Yeah. They led is that Mixon back?
Mixon scored again. Oh man. First and 25.
Yeah, these niggas ain't going.
I told you they're not gonna let Deshaun. Like, nope.
No,
you're not. We're not doing it, sir. Not today.
Yeah.
Not today, sir. You're still a rapist. Anyway, this is foolishness. Amari disgruntled. But so anyway, my biggest gripe about Dak is that I don't think he'll ever be in a situation where we can actually see a supporting cast around him that is going to allow him to really compete for a Super Bowl and show like what he can be. So you have an owner who is
that Bateman?
Yeah. You have an owner who is hired the 31st highest paid coach in the league. Right? So there's 32 teams. The only coach making less than Mike McCarthy is the Cleveland Browns head coach. He's 32, and that's a cheap organization. And you see what they look like. They ain't been shit forever. Ever. Since Jim Brown. And then when the coach fails to produce in the playoffs, because you don't,
they ain't been shit since Baltimore stole their team.
Right. But because you don't feel like you want to pay.
Oh.
Let's see if a flag brings it back. So because you don't, Jerry Jones is like the ultimate slave master, right? If I'm paying you, you're going to work. I'm not firing a head coach. He won't fire a head coach because, Baker, what are we doing?
Nope, he fumbled.
He's down. I think he was down. But I'm not going to fire a head coach because I don't want to pay him to sit at home.
And he is down. Baker Mayfield for you.
It's literally down. Man down. Man down. I'm not laughing at the injury, bro.
Did he fumble that shit?
Nah, the ground caused it.
Yeah, nah, he's down.
And down.
Yep.
You know, Baker want to get back in there right away.
Yeah.
I'll make the point about the
Justin Tucker.
He's gotten better.
Can he make it a 10-point game?
Justin Tucker, and here's the thing about Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker is not a bad kicker. He's just not that trot him out there for 60 plus or 55 plus and it's good. Like he's not that anymore.
So you think he's losing some leg power?
Accuracy. He's just losing accuracy. So, man, give us the big screen on the Cleveland Eagles game.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Helmet to helmet. So you're going to give a dude that puts a shoulder into somebody's chest, you're going to throw the flag, but somebody just hit a runner in the head and you didn't even think about throwing the flag. You see the offensive lineman was like, throw the flag. He just got hit in the head. Some bullshit.
All right, Cleveland on the 3-yard line, trying to tie this game up.
Amari Cooper would be great right here. And look, they not even gonna hesitate. If it's a penalty against y'all, we calling it every single time. Don't even trip.
That's not a delayed game?
Nah, it's a false start. All the Eagles said it was a false start. Look, the referee threw the flag. Now he's going to see, like, who was it? Like, you don't even know. Look, we don't even know who it was. Right. Just the Eagles jumped and said it, so we're going to throw the flag. Right. And they like, who? Which one of us?
That's like that shit happened at this Little League game I was at. They're like holding, and they called back this big play, and it was like, what's the number? And the ref didn't have a number.
Didn't have a number, right. I just...
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Mm.
I
That was a
nah,
bad
that's a
throw, regardless. Like, he
yeah.
was, he was. Damn, Amari Cooper with a great quarterback right here. Because Amari be routing people up, but Deshaun ain't finding it.
3rd and goal. Oh my God.
This bum ass nigga.
Come on, Cleveland. I want to see y'all do well.
I just want to see the Eagles lose. I really don't care who they lose to. Like, it's not even about Cleveland for me. It's just about.
Oh, he just dropped that shit.
But it wasn't. It was going. Well, I guess it would have been more.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Okay, 4th and goal. Cleveland's going for. Oh my God. False start.
And they blame it on Deshaun every time. Like, that's the crazy part. He gets let down by his teammates so often. And then they blame it on Deshaun.
These niggas about to have 4th and goal from the 20.
They have to kick it now and just rely on the defense.
Oh man.
I love seeing a bunch of good games, man.
That motherfucker's accurate, man. Jaden Daniels.
He's nice. He's nice, bro. What happens a lot of times though is defenses figure out schemes and they figure out tendencies, and it may not happen until next year. That's why it's like you can't, like, don't tell me this is Peyton Manning or this is Andrew Luck or this is such and such after like a small window sample size.
And that's why I think they said some shit like that to Daniels because they were trying to compare him to Lamar Jackson. And he was just like, man, I'm just trying to be me, man.
Yeah. And him and Lamar, they're not the same.
They're just saying it because he can run.
Right, exactly. But he's not dynamic like Lamar. Lamar changed the way teams play defense against him because, like, because
just to slide.
They forced. I remember he was whooping the Chargers' ass so bad his rookie year. When they played him in the playoffs, they put, I think, like 8 DBs out there
just to try to keep up with his speed.
So they had 3.
Nigga said, "Fuck the dime, fuck the nickel, fuck the dime."
Yeah.
We putting
So they had 3 down linemen and every linebacker and everybody else was a DB.
That's crazy.
Just because you needed the speed to be able to, So, Lamar, and so again, Jaden Daniels, he looks.
Oh my God, Flacco! What the hell was that?
I would be lying to you if I told you that Daniels didn't look really good as a quarterback, but I just want to see the season play out.
Yeah, that motherfucker he's looking cool so far though.
I want to see the season play out. And again, shout out to Dan Quinn, man, for going over there and making a way out of no way. Who knows? It could have been Jerry Jones that was holding you back. You probably are a better coordinator and a better coach than we will ever know. Well, than we would have ever known had you stayed in Dallas. But now you get to go somewhere else, and it looks like you're starting to flourish off the rip, right? You get more control. He was
all the time in the world.
He was the deciding factor on bringing in Cliff Kingsbury, and he said that he brought in Cliff Kingsbury because his defenses had historically struggled against Cliff Kingsbury offenses. If he takes the head coaching job, and they
didn't touch that motherfucker.
If he takes the head coaching job, hold on to the ball,
yeah,
bro.
What the hell?
Like, be doing too much, man.
What we got here?
Oh,
Wow.
Flag. It's just crazy. Like, why did you do all
No
that?
flag. No flag. Oh,
No.
they threw it.
Bruh, you was right.
Goodness gracious.
Wiggins,
And then he
stop,
turned
bro.
around like what? Wiggins, you bugging, B.
He really acting like he didn't just do. Look,
What is he got a handful of jersey
against a nigga that looks like he may drop the ball anyway.
Right. What the fuck? This nigga didn't even see the ball. Wait, hold on. Hey, Wiggins out there covering like the nigga who just fighting like this. Oh,
what are we talking about here? This is crazy. This is crazy, man.
Oh man.
So, what the fuck were we talking about? See, I hate that shit. I gotta start being a little bit more. Ooh, look at these guys. I gotta be a little bit more. I gotta be a little bit more like on target with what I'm saying when we watching these games, because like a lot of times we'll stop to
lose your train of thought.
Lose your train of thought real easy, you know.
Packers smacking.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Quinn.
Yeah.
So Quinn, if you were in if you were in Dallas,
nigga,
keep going outside. Keep going outside.
Oh, Baker Mayfield with the downfield block. Oh, this nigga knocked the coach over.
Or
that's
sideline reporter. Look at him. He's saying, "I'm good. I'm good."
Yeah,
bro,
you're gonna be hurting later.
So, Irving, Stiffy,
Bucky.
Now see,
he kind of whiffed on the block, though.
But you don't even want to put yourself out there like that to begin with, you know. So what I was saying was, Dan Quinn, would you have been able to hire Cliff Kingsbury in Dallas?
Yeah, probably not.
Ain't no problems. No, absolutely not. You take on the head coaching role, and then everything else is funneled through Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. So they brought in Mike McCarthy, and they told him, "Hey, Kellen Moore's your offensive coordinator, whether you like it or not."
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they go to the bottom of the barrel. They get a coach that's been off the shelf for a little bit. Nobody wants him. Mike McCarthy was at home. Brought him in. We can lowball you and pay you the 31st highest salary, even though you have one of the highest pressure jobs in the world. The Dallas Cowboys head coach. You're getting talked about every week. And then we hamstring you by saying you can't even put together your staff. We'll put it together for you and just gonna make it work. So what I'm saying is, with ownership like that, we'll never get to see Dak with a dynamic play caller because we don't want to pay a young dynamic play caller. You get what I'm saying? We'll never see Dak with the roster that, hey, Derrick Henry's available, Saquon Barkley is available in the same year. Let's get our hands on one of those dudes and put them in the backfield. And now look at how our pass game is going to flourish. We'll never do that.
Oh. Will Levis, man.
Terrible.
The Titans will be drafting another quarterback. I think so.
They should.
Shador.
That would be a good look. That would definitely be a good look.
You think he should be the first quarterback taken?
Yeah. Okay. Will he be? Who knows? He should be. Okay. He should be, for sure. For sure. He has the best arm. He has the best arm in college football. Where's this game at? That Eagles in Cleveland game. I see it's at the 2-minute warning, but did they get any stops or?
I was trying to see what the average age of NFL offensive coordinators is.
That's a great. Flacco.
I don't. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to find it right off the spot here.
Will Levis, 13 of 21 for 72 yards, a touchdown in a pick. 72 yards.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter as a starting quarterback. With 4 minutes left in the game, and you got 72 yards. That's not good.
Man, what did you think about the Jets letting Salah go?
He was the scapegoat. That defense was top 5 in the NFL. That's the side of the ball he was controlling. Is.
Yeah.
Right. It was the offense that couldn't get it done. It was you held a quarterback in Bo Nix to 60 yards passing in a game, and you guys lost that game.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the defense. I'm looking at the offense. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to come in and be the person that put you over the top because that defense has always been good.
Oh. Touchdown, Baker Mayfield to who is that? Cotton?
Cade.
I was about to call him Cotton.
So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be the icing on top.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers has been terrible.
Yeah.
He has no rapport with his young wide receiver, Garrett Wilson. Oh, this is what I was looking for.
Okay, they may be. Oh, wow.
Dropped it right in the breadbasket.
Game over. Hurts to Brown. Under 2 minutes left. That was a ridiculous throw and catch. Wow.
He put it right there.
Yeah. Yep, that's all she wrote for them.
So, Aaron Rodgers was supposed to come in and be. No, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was.
Aaron Rodgers was supposed to come in and be the guy to put you guys over the top.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? He's shown you who he was, and you guys didn't believe him. You guys still brought him in. Mandatory minicamp. Aaron Rodgers was in Egypt. He's not building that rapport, that camaraderie with his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
So what you wonder why he comes into the season and there's no chemistry between him and Garrett Wilson. The only person that he seems to have chemistry with is who? Alan Lazard, his buddy that he brought over.
And Pat McAfee.
And he forced
his buddy on the podcast.
He forces you to bring in Nathaniel Hackett. Every time I see him run, I just get mad. He forces you to bring in Nathaniel Hackett as the offensive coordinator, and he sucks. Robert Saleh reportedly wanted to demote or get rid of Nathaniel Hackett. They didn't agree.
Mm-hmm.
He causes them to lose a game because his offense is terrible, and Robert Saleh loses his job. It's just like, again, it's a scapegoat, and it's the thing that makes people root against teams, because it's like, y'all know what the elephant in the room is, right? Aaron Rodgers hasn't played well. That's the elephant in the room. Scapegoating a coach doesn't change anything. Like, Aaron Rodgers still hasn't played well.
Oh,
Damian Pierce.
Yep, Pierce is
so
out of
by
touchdown.
by getting rid of Robert Saleh, who was never the problem, besides the fact that he can't get along with Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers isn't good, it's not going to make the team better.
Yeah.
Sure enough,
Saleh will have a job though. He'll It may not be a head coaching
You
job,
have to jump back on as a
but he'll
defensive
be a
coordinator
defensive coordinator somewhere.
and see.
And that will be next year. If he wants to come back next year, he'll find
And
something.
if you're Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys, and you want to be competitive, and you want to really like, we're worth the most money in the world as far as franchises go. Coaching is where you don't have to. There's no salary cap. If they were serious, and I know they're not. I know they're not. I know they're not. You bring in Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator next year,
Mm-hmm.
or you go after Brian Flores as a head coach next year.
I don't think that they'll go after Flores.
I know they won't because he's black. And Jerry Jones is a businessman first. He's a corporation first.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks about the business side before the football side, and he doesn't want to have to explain to the racist white folks in Texas why he has a black head coach the same way he hated and dreaded the fact that he had to explain to them why he has a black quarterback. So,
if Baltimore gets a first down, then this game is over.
And it should be. And now that gives Cowboys a little motivation to.
They get the gap was to the right.
Look at this. I know Joe Flacco's like, let me get my win so I can keep old boy on the sideline.
Yeah.
This is why they took his ass out of Cleveland.
He wins. Do they start Flacco next week?
Listen. Richardson was available to play today. Apparently.
He's not dressed.
So
I don't think.
Flacco lost. And they were like, hey, let's see what he got. If he wins this game, hey, young fella, continue to take your time to get.
Oh, close.
Continue to take your time to get ready. It's going to him on third down too.
Yeah,
He gonna saw this
Derrick
thing away.
Henry time. Either him or Lamar Jackson. I could see Lamar Jackson
just keeping it.
Yeah, faking the handoff.
See, that's the shit I'm talking about.
Hey man, they still running Flacco out on these bootlegs and stuff, man. Like he's moving.
So, good games this morning.
Yeah, this next play with Baltimore and Washington is for the game.
So Philadelphia beats Cleveland 20-16. Okay.
Did the Redskins call time? I mean, the Commanders call timeout?
It must have. It looks like that's their last one too. So even if let's say they don't pick it up, they can run 40 seconds off of this.
Oh, we got somebody saying Lions or Cowboys.
My heart is with the Cowboys always. In order for the Cowboys to win today, Dak Prescott has to be top 2 or 3 quarterback in the league with no run support.
That's what I told KP earlier. I said, what I say. Oh,
he was
it's a first down.
He was in bounds too. So I mean, you can't do.
Yeah,
you can't be mad at somebody for hitting Lamar while he's standing at the first down marker.
Yeah. First down. Now.
Like he didn't want to run out of bounds. What you want me to do?
But I said Cowboys. I'm a Cowboys fan. But I will say, I think the Lions are going to be able to effectively run the ball, which will, open the passing game up for Jared Goff, to get the ball to Williams, Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like we were talking about earlier. So if the Cowboys do end up winning, it won't be because they were stopping the Lions. It'll be because they just outscored them. I think it'll be a back and forth kind of, you know,
Yeah, no.
shootout type of deal. If Dallas can get hot, but the thing with them, it's a big if because they are still struggling with running the ball. So I do agree with you. Dak Prescott will have to be amazing in this game for Dallas to win.
And for what it's worth, Dak has been pretty amazing given the skilled players that he has around him. They've just been really bad in the red zone. Their red zone offense has been terrible. Uh really bad. So I think Dak needs to be amazing and he needs to be really amazing in the red zone. If you get into the red zone, it has to be 7.
Yeah. Nah,
Y'all
yeah,
can't
you
settle
got
for
it. You got to
threes
score.
and y'all can't turn the balls
Got to
over.
score.
Turn the ball over.
And this is it says Ace Boggy, but I don't know if you Ace Boogie or Ace Boggy. That's who asked the question, but
Okay.
um
But yeah,
I'm a
hey,
Cowboys fan. If I had to bet the house on it, like I'd say the Lions will win the game, but I'm a roll with I'm rooting for the Cowboys.
yeah, me too, man. I'm rolling with the Cowboys, so um, you know, I'll be pleasantly surprised if we win, and if we win, I'll probably be insufferable next week because we're not supposed to win.
Right.
Micah, just let's not even talk about the lack of the lack of skill on the offensive side, but then the lack of just starters on the defensive side. We're missing Parsons, D Law,
Mm-hmm.
Kalen Carson, who was replacing Deron Bland, who was injured. Deron Bland still hasn't come back. Now Eric Kendricks is missing the game. He's the starting linebacker. He's gonna miss the game. Marshawn Nealon, who's another DN that was supposed to step up in place of Micah and D Law, he's on IR. Brandon Cooks is out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have, I mean, we're out there with a G League team. With a couple, hey man, we have to call up such and such. We have to call up such and such.
Yeah.
It's one of them games where like, hey man, 7 players got COVID, man. We got to call up 7 G leaguers.
Which makes me wonder why, man. If what's up with Cook?
I think it's politics.
Like, you mean to tell me you can't put him back there and see if he could spark the running game?
Politics, man.
And really, I mean, he should be fresh.
Yeah, definitely has fresh legs.
Didn't really play too much last year. Sparingly last year.
And I think he's better than, maybe not better than Dowdle. Dowdle looks good.
But you think better than Elliott?
Oh yeah. Zeke is a short yardage back.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook to me still has something in the tank. It's mind-boggling to think that he would just not give you anything after coming off of what was it, back to back 1,000-yard rushing seasons in Minnesota. So I mean, and I was hoping Dallas would have gone and got him last year, but they didn't. But now that you have him and he still is he elevated today?
Nope.
Still not elevated?
Nope.
Like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah. I can't explain it. I really can't. But apparently they have plans. So like the Cowboys do a lot of, I think they're stuck in like some years back. So like the first 4 games of the season, the Cowboys are at the bottom of the league in motion and like, like just innovative offense. A reporter, Clarence Hill, I think Clarence Hill Jr., a reporter for the Cowboys, asked the damn coach, like, why are you guys so low and like at the bottom of the league in motion when this is like that creates the mismatches, that gets a receiver on the linebacker, that gets you, like these, like these mismatches that helps the offense be more dynamic, especially when you guys lack skill players like that. The next week, Cowboys come out, they're like top 5 team last week against Pittsburgh in motion. Did you have to get punked by the reporter for y'all to run something that y'all should have been running because it was working last year?
Yeah.
Like y'all should have carried that shit over from last year, but y'all just went right back to, okay, man, we're going to start from scratch. No motion.
But they're like, we haven't been. Maybe we should.
And like, it makes me think, like,
get in there and take notes in the post game. Let's see what they're saying about us.
Like, are you guys taking your cues, your offensive cues from Jerry Jones? Like, I want to see that old school 3 yards in a cloud of dust offense. It's like, bro, what are we? This is like
hit me with a dive every other play.
On some Tecmo Bowl shit. Look at this shit. This shit like it's about to be some tomfoolery. Underneath, he doesn't even throw a completion. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. This man can't even get his hands on it.
It's over.
Sit down.
Game.
Flacco.
Yep. Indianapolis wins. Joe Flacco gets a W. Will we see Flacco starting next week?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You always know who winning. Motherfuckers smiling ear to ear.
Right.
But yeah, man. So I'm about to try and prep for this Cowboys
Yep.
game,
So let's go ahead and call this a wrap. We about to go watch this game, man.
We got to go live for one of the games, even though
yeah,
y'all
definitely
want to see my true emotion. Catch me during a Cowboy game, man.
We gonna have to make it happen, man.
I'll be cussing in some more shit, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make it happen. I don't know, but they normally don't have any morning games.
Nah, they typically don't have any 10 a.m.
So,
which is cool. I mean, shit. I'll fuck around and get out here for an afternoon game.
Yeah, let's try to make it. Let's try to make it happen, man. So we could.
So they have a bye week this upcoming week, and then after that, they play San Fran in San Fran. So
okay,
I don't know if that's a Sunday night, Monday night, or the afternoon game's already kicked.
Yeah, well, the 105 joints have.
Yeah. Look at Bucky Irving get busy. So, anyways, man, we'll get back to it next week.
All right, man.
For sure.